And they sit us down, and this guy, Patrick, enters the room.
Pimp?
Pimp.
He's not a pimp.
He's not a pimp.
He's not a pimp.
And slides the door shut. And he looks kind of like a vampire butler kind of guy, ponytail.
I knew he wasn't a pimp.
Welcome to Radio Labyrinth. Thank you to our guest last week, Frank Nicotero, and of course, Josh Warren, talking about guts and glory and all sorts of cool things. I had so much fun during that interview, and I hope everybody had a chance to watch it or listen to it on their podcatcher. We have a brand new Radio Labyrinth producer, a Patreon member who just joined.
I'll tell you who took those lunches. That damn Sasquatch.
Bigfoot.
Sasquatch?
Sasquatch.
His name is Pat Squatch Talk Turner. Now, I've been on his show. He does a cool YouTube show called Squatch Talk. A lot of cryptozoology and, of course, Bigfoot, who is also a Sasquatch. But he's a cool guy. Thank you for joining, Pat, and welcome to our Patreon, and welcome to becoming a producer.
Don't you know anything about Thanksgiving dinners? Where's the mashed potatoes? Where's the cranberry sauce? What kind of a Thanksgiving dinner is this?
Week. Are you guys getting ready for Thanksgiving? It's really coming fast.
I bought some fancy bologna for my sandwich.
What kind? Did you get Oscar Mayer? That's the best bologna.
No, I got the thick cut Oscar Mayer.
Oh, you're going to fry it up and make a little sandwich?
Yeah.
Nice.
You ever have that bologna that has the red packaging on it and you got to pull it off?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like the red rind around it?
That's what I grew up eating, I think.
Yeah, we were poor, so that's what my mom bought. I wonder if my grandma has Oscar Mayer. Well, go eat it at your grandma's.
Yeah, I finally learned how to moonwalk so I can show off on Thanksgiving.
Michael Jackson themed Thanksgiving.
Ignorant.
No, Al wants to go do karaoke tomorrow and sing Thriller, so he's been learning Michael Jackson moves, so that means I have to.
Don't give him any Jesus juice.
Don't worry, ain't no Jesus juice up here.
Is that what he called it?
Yeah. That's what Michael Jackson called the wine that the kids allegedly would sip on.
It's the blood of Jesus. Go ahead and drink some.
Ignorant.
Jesus juice. Yum.
Jeff, are you really just eating bologna sandwiches for Thanksgiving?
Welcome to Jeff's Thanksgiving dinner.
Last year and this week, we all ate that. Who made that? It was a DiGiorno Thanksgiving pizza?
Yeah, that Thanksgiving pizza. That's out again this year. I haven't got a new one.
It was DiGiorno. Yeah.
Why don't you go get one of those and have that with your bologna sandwich?
No, I ordered a Thanksgiving dinner from the Companion, that restaurant over here by me.
Oh, cool. So I don't need to buy and bring you any food this year?
No, you can. There's no desserts with that meal I ordered.
Jeff, do you want to come eat with my family for Thanksgiving this year?
Yeah, that's what I should do. Come to Dustin's first, and then your house, and then Tim's house.
Yeah, I offered him to come here as well.
Too far. Speaking of too far, Conyers is not too far for you to come see us on December 7th, which is a Sunday, from 1 to 4 p.m. at Atlanta Pizza in Euro. We are doing our holiday get-together. Please bring a dessert.
Hey, come to one of the two events that are happening at the same time at the same place.
Yes, well, I'm sorry about that. But anyway, yeah, we'd love to have you out there. We might be watching that movie. Mike Hall was talking about the movie that
Blood, Sweat, and Cheer.
Yeah, Blood, Sweat, and Cheer. We might have that on. We might have on, what did we watch the last time we did this? No, we did this in 21. That was the last time, right? Or was it 20? 21.
Yes.
Yeah, because I had COVID. Mm-hmm. Wasn't that fun? But we have a guest this week. George Clark is a board op and a producer. He's also on well, let's just say what he does first. It's the Von Hessler Doctrine. He works here at the radio station, WSB. He also sits in with Eric when Eric does the Doctrine Extra once a week, which you can, listen to at the end of Wednesday's or Thursday's podcast. Anyway, he went to Skankfest. Is everybody familiar with Skankfest?
I am, yeah.
Yeah, I'm familiar with it.
He's a volunteer there, and I want to ask him what he does there. He's a volunteer there. I guess he's a gopher. When he was telling a little bit of the story the other day on the radio show, I had in my mind like Spider from Goodfellas.
I thought you said I was all right, Spider.
No, you ain't all right, Spider. You got a lot of fucking problems.
No, I thought you said You were all right.
I am all right. You ain't all right, you little fucking prick.
Working the card game, doing all the Gopher stuff. That's what I had in mind.
I was thinking the British guy from Wayne's World.
I managed to take out the tiger with a can of mace. But the shop owner and his son, that's a different story altogether. I had to beat them to death with their own shoes.
I had to beat them to death with her own shoe.
But that's a different story altogether.
Are you doing Sharon or something? That sounds like
It's the guy from Wayne's World, too.
He was a roadie for Ozzy Osbourne.
Yeah.
It looks like George is here. Hello, George.
Looks like he's in the other studio.
He is, because I thought we could do it in here, but this computer is like from the 90s, and I don't know if you can run two cameras off of it without it crashing. Skankfest is an annual what?
Comedy and podcast festival.
So it's podcasters and comedians all getting together to do a weekend-long thing. And listen to some of these names. Big Jay Oakerson, Louis J. Gomez, Dave Smith, Shane Gillis, Mark Norman, Ari Shaffir, Tim Dillon, Jeff's favorite comedian, Jessica Kirson, who's very funny, Robert Kelly, Rich Fosh, Joe List, Sam Talent, Joe DeRosa. Let's see who else. I'm going to skip ahead. Jason Mewes. I didn't know he did stand-up comedy.
Yeah, that's why he canceled coming to the Helium Comedy Club so he could play Skankfest.
Probably had more fun there. Duncan Trill, Kim Congdon, who we'll be talking about in a minute, I believe. Annie Letterman, Pauly Shore. Let's see, who else was there? Katie Hannigan, Eddie Pepitone, who we're trying to get on this show. And was Harlan there or no?
Yeah, Harlan showed up. Yep.
Harlan Williams was there. So what a great thing. So everybody's recording their podcasts there. They're all doing stand-up. They're doing storytelling. I was looking at the website. And
there's about 5 rooms, and they alternate with podcasts and stand-up throughout the whole weekend. There's also a boxing ring where they're boxing and fighting and doing all sorts of stuff.
Yeah, so I'm doing tase boxing with tasers.
Yeah, they had MMA tase matches where there's one taser in the middle of the ring, and they're all MMAing and doing jujitsu in that, and then whoever grabs the taser can also use that.
Wait, the comedians are doing this, or actual MMA fighters?
Comedians and fans alike.
Nice.
Yeah. So it's really just adjacent to like the Gathering of the Juggalos without all the makeup and Fago.
Quite similar, yeah.
So you went last year, right? How many years have you gone?
This was my 4th Skankfest, yeah.
Hey, I've had Skankfest, but it's usually just one. You told this story a little bit on the air on Tuesday when you got back to the station, but as you were telling the story, I'm thinking in my head, there's so much more to talk about, I think. What do you do, and how do you get yourself lined up to do this?
Yeah, so they put out an email about 6 months before Skankfest happens, or social media blast on all the different websites and that, and it says, if you want to be a volunteer, click this link, and you fill out a little resume, what kind of experience you've had, if you have done food service or have bounced. It is, do you have a pulse, basically, and you're assigned a task. Most of the time, it's just something like sweeping or making, checking badges, making sure people line up in the right spot. It's never anything too industrious. And that way you go for free. You work about half the day each day, about 6 hours. And then the rest of the time you're off and enjoying Skankfest.
Where is it?
The first one I ever went to was in Houston at a place called Secret Group, which is just a comedy club, and they blocked off the parking lot and put up some tents and things in the parking lot. That was a lot smaller than this year. And then the 2 years after that were in Vegas, and then this year was in New Orleans. This year was at a place called Mardi Gras World, which was an actual venue. In Vegas, it was in an old movie theater that was gutted, basically, and it was kind of patchwork. And this was a real deal venue that felt much more like a big real production. It was quite nice.
Yeah, so where they put together all the floats, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So there's a little part of it where there's a giant gorilla and there's Superman and SpongeBob and just almost like the Macy's Day Parade, but all the Mardi Gras floats.
Now, what day did you get there? Thursday?
Thursday morning. Yep.
Thursday morning. So you're there. You're working Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and also Sunday. So that's 4 days.
Correct. Yep.
Okay. And what do you do Thursday before you start working, or was this after?
I arrived there Thursday about 1 p.m. after I got off my flight, and there's just all of the posters that need to be hung up, all the big curtains, chairs need to be put out, bars need to be set up, tables need to be. So it's all kind of lying about, and there's about. I mean, this year there was a ton of us. There's probably about 50 of us, maybe more than that, and then there's a bunch of paid staff as well. So that day there is no festival really. There's just kind of tents and things and empty, tables and stuff, and then everyone just starts hanging up posters, and it kind of comes together. It's actually kind of magical because you really see this thing come together and it starts to look like a festival that you would want to walk around.
Nice.
Yeah.
When did you start drinking?
So I did that, hung up all the posters and stuff, and my best friend, his two cousins were coming along, and one of his cousins arrived. I met up with him, and we were headed to Bourbon Street because it was in New Orleans.
Right. We went to a couple of bars there. Did you go to any strip clubs?
Yeah, we walked down Bourbon Street, and we kind of did the whole stretch and got beers because you can walk and drink in New Orleans. So we got walking beers, and we were walking around and hanging out and looking at all the people that are bringing their kids there, which is strange. And then, we circled back and went to Larry Flint's Barely Legal Strip Club.
I was going to ask if that's where you went.
Quite the
that
name.
Was called for real?
Yeah, that was real. That was a joke all weekend.
Everybody there is 18, and that's it, right?
No, they're all 28. There was nobody barely legal there.
Radio Labyrinth is also brought to you by the Punchline Comedy Club. The Punchline Comedy Club in Sandy Springs, Georgia. Tucked inside the legendary Landmark Diner, the Punchline remains Atlanta's longest-running premier comedy nightclub, where you can get a huge slab of cake or pancakes to satisfy any cravings you have while you laugh. Coming up at the Punchline. And then on the 20th through the 22nd, it's Josh Sneed, who we hope will do the show. And then kicking off December on the 4th and the 6th, it's Erica Rhodes. And on the 6th of December, Stephen Taylor and Lou Ferris. And then on December 10th, Dominic Pupa. On the 11th, you have Dan Donahoe and, or is it Hugh? See, I'm not good with names anymore. I'm getting old. Dan, just Dan. On the 18th, Carter Anderson. That's a nice, easy one. Patreon members, keep an eye out for a weekly post offering you a chance to win a pair of passes to an upcoming show. This week's winner is Kevin Jackson, who will also be joining us live in Radios in the Dark. Go to punchline.com for tickets and show information. You went out and partied, then you came back and went to some of the shows, and...
Yeah, so we drank on Bourbon Street. We drank at the strip club. We were hanging out, and then it was time to go to the pre-party at the Joy Theater. And they do a pre-party every year. If you're a volunteer, you can go. If you're an artist, you can go. And then if you buy the pre-sale VIP pass, you can go to this pre-party on Thursday night. And they do a couple podcasts. They were doing Story Wars. I don't know if you're familiar with that. That's Louis J. Gomez and Big J's Story podcast. And then they had Hatebreed, the metal band Hatebreed, played after that. I didn't really I missed all of that. I was hanging out outside in the parking lot, bothering people, as you know, Tim.
Yes. And is that where you ran into comedian Kim Congdon?
Yeah. So I arrived, and I had my friend and his cousin in tow. His other cousin was arriving the next day, but they didn't have any of their badges and all that. So I didn't sneak in, but slid into the pre-party, and I was looking for somebody. I'll start at the chronologically. I told them backwards on the von Hessler doctrine, but yeah. So we were looking for somebody that could help my friend get his badge, so he could get into the pre-party with us. And I'm stood there talking to a comic that I love, a real funny guy, Nick Rochford, and it was on my mind. I've got to get this guy, somebody to help me with the pass. And Louis J. Gomez, who's the guy that puts on the whole festival. He's the man. He's part of the Legion of Skanks. He walks up, and it's on my mind, and drunkenly, oh, you know what? You could help me get a pre-pass or get our pass so we can get in the pre-party. And he looks at me like, dude, what are you doing? Why are you bothering me with this? And kind of walks me over to the producer woman, which is Rebecca Trent, and Big J's girlfriend, Christine. And she kind of gave me to them and told me, basically said, take care of this idiot, this drunk guy.
Was he at least nice to you?
He was nice. He kind of just rolled his eyes. That was the most of it. But yeah, so they helped me get my friend in, and we were hanging out. And that's when I kind of drunkenly made my way over to Kim Congdon and plopped down on the couch next to her. Just having fun. Not really, I wasn't a total mess, but just a little more inebriated than usual. And I talked to her about whatever the hell I talked to her about, asked her this or that. And it was a nice, pleasant conversation. I mean, I was definitely a few drinks deep, but I didn't didn't think I was so bothersome. And we talked for not even 5 minutes, I'd say. And then I moved to the next couch over right there. I was talking to Alex Schultz, who's a super funny comedian. And tried to talk to him, and the first thing he said to me, just looked at me and he goes, "Yeah, I think you need a water, bud. That was pretty embarrassing over there." And yeah, so of course I was shocked. I thought he was joking at first, and I said, "What are you just joking around?" And he was like, "No, I think you need a water. That was insane what you just did." Yeah, so I very embarrassed at that moment, and took his advice, got some water, and he kind of shimmied away from me, and I realized, all right, I've just got to not bother anybody that's trying to network here, I suppose.
Comedians like meeting their fans. They don't like meeting trashed fans. And I know that from experience.
Yeah, and now I do.
Yeah.
Oh, that would bum me out so much if I were you.
It was a super big bummer. I thought he was being a little over the top. I didn't think I was being that obnoxious. And she seemed to be perfectly fine with our conversation. So I thought, you're whatever. But,
Yeah, he probably, I don't know. I have my own thoughts about that. I don't know if he's single or what, but I think he may have wanted to talk to her or whatever.
He's a married man. I think he just was a little shocked at my gall. And she's also kind of the queen of Skankfest. She'd be like the last person you'd want to piss off of, so I think he was thinking, what are you're being a drunk oaf in front of her of all people? And so.
Maybe he was just being a little bit of a dick. Though. And maybe you didn't embarrass yourself at all.
I think a mix of both, I'd say.
I've been around George when he's had some drinks, and I've never found you to be annoying or pestering or anything. So I think you're a little more gregarious than you are when you're not.
Yeah. Well, another guy that we know quite well did think I was being a dick once when I was drunk. So we don't have to tell that whole. Well, Eric didn't love my little comment about his parking lot story that one time, and
okay.
Yeah, so it could be a reoccurring issue.
Well, maybe you better tone it down. But hey, I almost got thrown out of a Norm Macdonald show when I was trashed. So I'm glad I did, and he just shut me up by making fun of me, and I was sober enough, or I was capable enough of going, "Oh yeah, I better shut up."
Yeah, and that was embarrassing.
Well, that would be embarrassing because he is comedy god. But that was the only super embarrassing moment. That was the drunkest I got all weekend. So it was all uphill from there, and it was the first night. So no harm.
You guys have any questions?
Yeah, what other shows didn't end up seeing?
So the real enjoyable ones, I'm a huge Robert Kelly fan, so I saw him do some stand-up that was great. I saw Rich Vost host those kind of sets that were going on in this Legends showcase. Who surprised me? Mark Norman did a great set. Not that was a surprise, but Jeremiah Wonders, I believe is his name. He's a comedian out of L.A., and I never really thought much of him when I saw him on podcasts, but he did stand up and was super funny. The fights were really good, especially because you kind of get laughed out, and it's a great thing to just do between the sets or when something's boring. And then there was a real highlight show that was the Real Ass Podcast, which is Louis J. Gomez, the guy from Legion of Skanks that puts the whole thing on. That was his kind of daily podcast that he did for a while. That it went away. They ended that, but they brought it back just for the festival. And he's got a book coming out called Knives and Spoons, all about his life. But he got Big J, Tim Dillon, Shane Gillis, Dave Smith, all to read excerpts from the book and different chapters. And so they're roasting him about the book. They're, going through all his dumb moments. And that was sort of a highlight where all the superstars of the festival were really kicking it off and enjoying themselves and entertaining the audience as well.
You got to get him to bring it here.
Yeah, I actually, a couple of years ago, I suggested the Masquerade because it's so perfect because there's multiple stages, but I'm sure that'd be out of their budget to book, maybe, because it's quite a popular venue.
Do you do stand up, or are you just a fan?
No, I have done it in very long, 10 years ago. I did it for about a year, maybe a couple times a week when I lived in Savannah, but always just been a huge fan of comedy and stand up and podcasts, and especially the Legion of Skanks, which puts on the festival, like I've said.
Did you get to see Gillis doing his zombie karaoke?
I didn't see that. I've seen it in years past. That must be his only karaoke.
That's the only thing he does.
Doing. So yeah. I've seen it in years past, but we never stayed late enough. We were always ready to go out and start drinking in the town. So I missed a lot of the late night stuff.
Now, how was Harland? Did you see him do a set, or did you just?
Yeah, I did see him I saw about half of his set, and it was great. Per usual, super funny, goofy, silly. I love him. It was great. Nothing super, like no jokes stuck out, or not that I remember anything particular.
It's all crowd work, right? It's all crowd
work. Quite a bit of crowd work. Yeah, he was messing with the crowd, and he was doing noises. He was doing he was pretending to be one of the tugboats because it's on the Mississippi River. The venue was itself, so he was like pretending to be a tugboat, which was very funny, actually. Yep. And then the highlight, not a show or anything, but the last night, my friend, I was already at the corporation, the world famous corporation bar, which was just the closest bar to our hotel. And my friend was leaving Skankfest, and there was a taxi, and Doug Stanhope came up behind him, and my friend had already called an Uber, and Doug Stanhope goes over to this taxi, and it's an Arab guy or some foreign guy that couldn't quite understand where Doug wanted to go, and my friend heard him saying, "We're trying to get to the corporation bar. We're trying to get," and my friend's getting an Uber to the corporation bar. He says, "Hop into Doug Stanhope." Doug Stanhope gets in the Uber, gets out with my friend, and we sat there and drank, just the three of us, chatting with the bartender, and it was exactly what you'd want, like for a moment of hanging out with Doug Stanhope, just sitting at a bar, drinking beers, laughing, telling stories. Super memorable, nice little cherry on top from the whole weekend.
That's really cool. Doug Stanhope's not going to tell you you're embarrassing.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
It made me feel good about myself, and I got a couple stories off that weren't annoying or.
We interviewed him and Ron White. How long ago was that? That must have been like 7 years ago, right?
Yeah, it's been a while.
18.
Yeah, it was 2018. We didn't videotape it, but it's still out there someplace, and we had a great time hanging out with them at the Punchline, which
it's on the feed.
Yeah, so at one we were talking about it the day before. So we were kind of searching your mind to tell Doug something funny that happened the weekend. And I don't know if you know Brad Williams. He's the little guy. And my friend the day before had said, "I can't believe nobody's called him a voodoo doll yet." So we told that, and Doug absolutely loved it. You could tell he paused and kind of thought, "I wish I thought of that," kind of thing. It was like a nice, good moment. Made him laugh, and it was fun. It was good. And there was one other story that was that's worth telling, and it's nothing to do with Skankfest. This was at the strip club. So we're hanging out. We've got a couple of strippers. We're not spending much money at all. We're very open about that. If you guys want to leave, we don't have. But when somebody mentioned we should turn our own music on, and I said, "Yeah, is there a room where we can turn our own music on? Is that something that can happen?"
Ooh, rookie mistake.
They quickly get up, and we should have noticed it immediately when they were all excited about showing us this room.
Really? What was your first clue?
But they dragged us upstairs. They grabbed two more strippers. So now there's 4 of us and 4 strippers, and we get in this private room upstairs and tucked in the back. And
you fucked up.
We're hanging out on the couch, and it feels like we shouldn't be there the whole way up the stairs. I said, "Are we getting in over our heads?" Like I said, we don't have much money.
You fucked up big time.
And they sit us down, and this guy, Patrick, enters the room.
Pimp.
He's not a pimp.
He's not a pimp.
He's not a pimp.
And slides the door shut. And he looks kind of like a vampire butler kind of guy, ponytail.
I knew he wasn't a pimp.
And we're sitting there, and this is the champagne room. All the drinks are free. And if you'd like champagne, you just let me know. And also, it'll be $4,900 an hour each. Immediately bolted up and ran out of there. But just kind of a little stupid story from the trip. And
$5,000 an hour.
Yeah,
for each of you.
Yeah, $20,000 proposition. So we're running out, and the strippers going, "Hey, well, you can do a half hour." It's like, no, we can't.
I had to know you didn't have that kind of money on you.
The whole trip up the stairs, I was telling her, this seems like we're getting it over our head. We don't have any money. I don't know why you're doing this, but they sat us down. I guess they get some suckers sometimes that say that all the way into the room and then give up and start handing over thousands.
So wait, if you had the money, would you have done it?
No. I mean, who wants to spend $20,000 on strippers? That doesn't, we just wanted to listen to our own music. That was really, but yeah. And those were kind of all the stories. Yeah, but volunteering is cool. It's worth doing, and it's a way to get a free ride to Skankfest and enjoy it. So I do recommend that for anybody that's interested in going.
Do you know where it's going to be next year?
It seems like it's going to be back at back in New Orleans. Just reading on the Facebook group, it seems the only complaint was that the only toilet there for guests were porta potties, and there were maybe not quite enough of them. And that blows away. The years before, there wasn't enough chairs, and people were pissed because they were standing the whole time. So it seemed like a light complaint versus the years past.
We should try to weasel our way in there, Jeff. Try to go there.
Volunteer.
And, let's reach out and see if we can go cover it. And,
Yeah, there's plenty. I mean, there's tons. There's rooms that are just, kind of nobody stand-ups doing their thing, like, an established podcast.
And nobody podcasts like us?
No, but I would say an established podcast would, supersede them, I'd imagine. So
yeah, let's figure it out.
We just set up a table and interview whoever comes in.
Yeah.
I was thinking about pitching next year just so you could be more of part of it as a volunteer. It was maybe pitching a volunteer show one night and have all the volunteers do their thing. Maybe do like, I don't know, hottest volunteer, fattest volunteer, free volunteer,
open mic
volunteer
stuff,
story. Yeah, something
like that.
There's
comedians in there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, yeah. That's why I asked him.
Yeah.
That's why you volunteered if you do stand-up.
Yeah, and then next year when you're applying as a stand-up, you could say, I volunteered. But there's definitely some open micers that are in the volunteer crew.
Well, George, thank you for sharing that with us. And I think that you have a great idea. You ought to put that together.
Yeah, I'm thinking that'll be I hope they bite.
Yeah, I'm sure they will. I mean, you got the experience here anyway. So, and plus you're a super fan of what's going on there. You should, and then, not drink so much the first night.
Exactly. Yeah.
And you're also giving opportunities to, like you said, open micers.
Yeah.
I think it sounds like something they'd be interested in doing. And like I said, there's a huge weekend to fill with stuff. So it sounds, hopefully they like it. That'd be cool.
Cool. Yeah, that would be.
Well, George, thanks for sticking around later than usual. And, we'd love to have you back on sometime.
Yeah, it was nice talking to you.
Yeah, man.
Thank you very much. Thanks, Tim, Jeff, Lizzie, Dustin. I appreciate it.
Radio Labyrinth has sponsors. In fact, we have two delightful sponsors I'd like to tell you about right now. The first one being our longest sponsor, Atlanta Pizza in Euro in Conyers, proudly serving the East Metro Atlanta area for over 40 years. Atlanta Pizza in Euro is the place to be, proudly serving you the best pizza and gyros in the city. They're the place to be this fall. They have a huge selection of local Georgia and Southeast craft beers on tap, as well as many others available in bottles and cans. Their featured selection for fall is Scofflaw Brewing's Oktoberfest. Come out and enjoy a tasty ice-cold brew and some fantastic food made fresh to order. And I can attest to that. Their food is amazing. I'm talking about some of the best gyros, pizzas, hot subs, and Greek and Italian specialties around. Stop by Monday through Friday from 11 to 9 p.m. and Saturdays from noon to 9 p.m. And they are closed on Sundays. Tuesday nights, they have team trivia, and that's always fun from 7 to 8:30 p.m. Their food truck is also available. So if you're interested, call Mike at 770-483-6228 for more details or to schedule your private or corporate event. And Mike says, thanks for listening to the best podcast around. Thank you, Mike. And for all your business and continued support. We're also brought to you by LDI Repro Printing. Do you have a commercial or residential construction printing need? Sure, we all do. Well, what are you waiting for? Contact LDI Repro Printing of Athens. They've been in Athens, Georgia since 2005, which, if you're like me and good at math, is 20 years. With fast turnaround and affordable prices, call 706-316-9366, or you can email them at athens@ldiline.com.
Tim, you didn't tell us what you were doing for Thanksgiving plans.
Oh, well, for Thanksgiving, I'm going out to my dad's. And I am making my once-a-year macaroni and cheese, which is a painstaking endeavor, but it's worth it.
You got to go through the Chick-fil-A drive-thru 6 times to get enough macaroni and cheese.
Right. That's why it's so difficult to do. And then my wife and son are going to Savannah and Tybee for a couple days, so it's just going to be me and the dog. So I bought an Echo leaf blower that cost $500.
Ooh.
Nice. It's going to be me and the leaves. Because I bought Roby, not a Roby.
A Roby Neely?
No, I did not buy a Roby Neely leaf blower, but a Ryobi.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Is that the one that's green?
The Ryobi.
Yeah, we have that. We have 2 of them, actually.
Gas ones or?
No.
Yeah, I bought the gas one with the straps, and the strap broke about a month after I had it, so I was using a bungee cord. And then it just quit working. It's a hunk of shit. So I asked our friend, he's also a guy whose name is Lo. I don't want to, hey, our yard guy. We don't have a yard guy, but Lo will help us out when we need it. And I think I paid $250 to have the backyard blown off about 2 weeks ago, and within a week, covered again.
Yeah.
But we also needed the roof done, which I haven't been able to do, and all this other stuff. And he gave me the advice to get this one. And
$250 is a little steep for a blowjob.
I know, but there were 3
big one though.
No, he has employees and stuff. He's a great guy. I'm not knocking the cost at all. I think it's probably more affordable than a lot of other places. But he suggested to get the Echo, and the thing is light and it's very powerful. And you put the headphones on, the noise canceling phones, and you just go whatever. And I hate leaf blowers, but
I do too.
Make
they
sure you do
drive
it
me crazy.
all day.
So make sure you do it while your neighbors are recording their podcast.
Yeah. It makes me want to throw myself out the window, to be honest.
When I'm at work, there's a little deck that you can go out onto and take a break, and the same thing, neighborhood, and everybody's house gets done on a different day, so there's never a day when that's not going. But it's better than raking. People got mad at Martha Stewart the other day for saying that the ideal time to have dinner is 2:00.
That's when Jones's mom does it, 2:00.
That's normal to me. I don't know what the fuck people are
for
talking.
Thanksgiving dinner. Yeah, that's very normal.
Yeah.
See, but my mom does it at like 6:00. So we get there, we go to Jones's parents' house 2, and then we show up to my mom's house around 5, and you have drinks and nuts for an hour.
I know. We always have nuts at my dad's. You're just eating all the nuts, chips, and it's like, oh, well, I'm not hungry anymore.
Yeah, nuts, and then but the two turkey dinners are totally different because Jones's mom does like a really Southern style meal. So she's got like dressing and marshmallows on the sweet potatoes and all that stuff, where my parents are more Yankee.
So they call it stuffing instead of dressing.
Yep, stuffing, and their sweet potatoes are made from scratch, and you've got no marshmallows on them, and it's just different. They have like rutabaga.
Well, my aunt used to make dressing with in North Carolina. She would make it with oysters in it.
Oh yeah, Jones's mom does sausage.
Oh, I'd like that even more.
It's really good. It's probably my favorite part of her Thanksgiving meal is her dressing.
Nice.
And then she does like, the real giblet gravy, where my mom does like a brown gravy. It's just different.
I make a brown gravy the day after Thanksgiving.
Ew.
Ew. Hey, before we wrap up, let's real quick do our staff picks. Mine is something we've already talked about, but this show, Pluribus, on Apple TV is fucking great. If you're not watching it, watch it. I think it's the best thing on right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, the hand grenade.
I don't have Apple TV.
Get an iPhone.
Yeah.
No, maybe you should give me your login.
There you go. Or pirate it. It's good.
Yeah, it's from the guy that done Breaking Bad and.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah. It's one of the only shows that didn't disappoint me. Like Breaking at the end, like you get invested in a show and you're hoping it'll end well,
like
and then
yeah,
like the last season's totally written lazy.
Yeah,
mine's Eddie Pepitone's stand-up special, which I was hoping to get him on to talk about. It's called The Collapse. It's on YouTube, available on YouTube for free.
Cool.
Mine is again just still adding to my 4K collection, but they just released the One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest 50th anniversary edition. And
is there any extras or anything?
They rescanned it, and it looks amazing, but so good. And all the extras too. There's a lot of behind the scenes preparatory work that Nicholson was doing for it that they actually filmed. So it's got a lot of behind the scenes stuff, which is cool.
I bet half.
I did rewatching all the Stranger Things before Thanksgiving.
Nice.
So we started October 23rd, and right now I'm on season 4, episode 3, I think.
Mm-hmm.
I'm really excited. Are you guys not huge Stranger Things fans?
I'm rewatching. I just finished season 2. Going to start season 3. Yeah, I mean, I was a big fan of it, mostly because there was a lot of it that was filmed around where I live. So it was cool to see stuff, see places that I knew what they were.
Oh yeah,
they were filming.
I'm so excited for it to come out Thanksgiving.
I'm ready for it to just be over.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah,
I only like the first 2 seasons, and then I just like, okay.
The kids are all 80 now.
Really? The 3rd season's my favorite.
Yeah, that's when they went to the mall, and
yeah, that's the mall that I grew up going to.
I like
was Gwinnett Place Mall, so it's so nostalgic to see that.
And Millie Bobby Brown on Instagram looks like she's 40.
Yeah, she sure does.
With all that makeup she wears, she's still young, but I mean, she wears tons of makeup. The other thing I forgot that I left out is for a staff pick is that AI teddy bear that'll teach your kids how to light matches, teach them how to kiss. I saw that story that you put in there, and I talked about it on the radio a little bit. That thing's fucked up.
Are the kids asking, or is it just offering this info?
I think you control it with ChatGPT, so somebody's messing with it somehow. But anyway, they pulled it off the market, right? Or they pulled ChatGPT off?
Yeah.
No thanks.
It was telling kids about fetishes.
Yeah. Hey, before we go, I want to remind you that you can become a Radio Labyrinth Patreon member. How about that? Radio Labyrinth listeners, you radios, you can support us for the low cost of $5 a month. Only $5 a month. That's it. That's the only tier moving forward. You can keep it where it was before or lower it to $5, whatever you want to do. And this is aside from the executive producers. If you're paying more and want to reduce it, go ahead. Tariffs are hitting us hard. No, they're not. I mean, they're beautiful. The economy's great. And for anyone on the fence or looking to support us, make sure you add your address to the Patreon profile so we can get it and mail you a thank you letter and our latest sticker, which all went out last week. And for the executive producers, we'd love to have you join us as guests on Radios in the Dark. So far, we've had Mike Hall from Atlanta Pizza in Euro and another special guest coming up soon. But it's your show, and you help us keep it going with your generous donations, and we'd love to have you join us for the live Patreon show, Radios in the Dark. For $25 a month, you become a producer, an executive producer. That's your title, and you'll get a sticker, a shirt of your choice from our merch store, and a weekly shout-out on the show, plus the aforementioned opportunity to sit in with us while we record the live Patreon show. So without any further ado, let's thank our most recent additions to the producer column, Pat Squatch Talk Turner, and I will give you a plug for your podcast, Squatch Talk, Pat Turner, Scott Augustine. We also have Mike Walker, John Allen, Matt Carter, Chris Chandler, Mike D., Jim Fortner, Terry Fuller, Roby Neely, Jeff Peterson, Tim Slayton, and Brian and DJ Chelsea Smith. So thank you guys very much for supporting us. And you can also just, comment on YouTube. We got a couple of comments last week. One of them said, the intro was great, and I have to agree. Julia Linger said, I love this so much, although I still do believe Frank is the killer. The basement drawings were right. And that is a reference to Guts and Glory, which you can watch on Shudder. Right now.
I think that was Julia from the show.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Really? That's who that was?
Yeah.
It was.
Oh, that's awesome. That's awesome. Remember to like, rate, and review us on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you listen to us. And subscribe to us on YouTube, even if you're just a listener. And if you're, again, leave a comment for us. We love reading them. You can ask any question, talk about the show. We just like reading them and getting your engagement. And we even will engage with you in there. So I guess we're all done. Thanks again to George Clark for coming on and talking about his time at Skankfest. And we'll be back next week. You can listen to us after Thanksgiving, hopefully with one of our Punchline comedy guests. Without any further ado, please remember to
keep it canon.
They say all good things come to an end. What's that got to do with this show?
Lost in the radio.